Is the mainstream media prejudiced against Muslims and Islam? A recent report from the Center for Media Monitoring says that mainstream media organizations spread anti-Muslim rhetoric, even in cases when the story isn't about Muslims. From 2018 to 2020, the center analyzed 48,000 online articles and 5,500 broadcast clips from 34 British media outlets and 38 television channels, and found widespread use of anti-Islam and anti-Muslim language. The report says 60% of articles on mainstream media platforms portray a negative image of Muslims and Islam, with global media agencies AFP, Reuters, and Associated Press listed among the offenders. Of course, many, if not all, mainstream networks use these agencies' articles, and sometimes without making any changes, the wires are transferred directly to their own news output. The report also cites many examples of how these news agencies link Islam with various crimes in their coverage, even if Islam has nothing to do with the story. 7% of the articles examined also included tropes and generalizations against Islam, and the highest number belonged to the weekly British magazine, The Spectator. The analysis also notes that it's mainly right-wing media that broadcasts most of the anti-Muslim rhetoric, especially by using irrelevant and misleading headlines.
White nationalist figures say white people are under threat because their nations are being invaded.
In a matter of years, Europe as we know it will cease to exist. Yet the population of Europe is not declining. Why? Immigration. Islamic immigration.
The enemy? Immigration, black people, Jews, but above all, Muslims.
According to the report, a third of the articles analyzed are biased against Islam, even though only 6% of them are about the religion itself. And it further goes on to give examples of how news publications blame Islam for crimes committed by various races and ethnicities. For example, honor killings become Islamic honor killings, and gunmen, Islamic gunmen. Editors from the Sunday Times and Daily Mirror have agreed with the findings. Emma Tucker from the Sunday Times has said, "I welcome this report in the full knowledge that it contains criticisms of the press, my own paper included." And Alison Phillips from the Mirror has said, "This report by the Center for Media Monitoring shows how much we as journalists must question ourselves and the work we are producing in relation to reporting of Muslims and Islam." And alongside all the statistics, the report also advises media organizations to avoid associating Islam with crime, terrorism, and extremism, and instead provide space for broader Muslim perspectives, and also have more Muslim journalists on board. Faisal Hanif, who authored the report, has emphasized that neither Muslims nor Islam should be immune to criticism, but that this should be done fairly and with due care, without resorting to well-worn tropes and generalizations. And it's not just mainstream news outlets that are doing this, it's also the entertainment industry. Some analysts have pointed out that in Hollywood, since the turn of the millennium, the one group that has been vilified the most are Muslim Arabs, and that even before 9/11, Arabs and Muslims had often been portrayed as misogynists and militants. The tragedy of September 11 only exacerbated that negative typecasting. If you listen to Hollywood, Muslims should be the most feared. And the wave of post-9/11 thrillers have played a huge role in this misrepresentation.
Muslims are always terrorists.
Violent terrorists.
Terrorists.
Bad people.
Shows like 24.
Now, the evidence is there that mainstream media does show Islam and Muslims in a bad light, and many Muslims worldwide feel the impact in their everyday lives. But the solution, especially within news media, is perhaps as simple as fair reporting.